Live from our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Peter Murphy begins now.
Good evening, everyone. We're entering a new stage in the coronavirus pandemic as Australia ramps up its response to the global outbreak. Federal health authorities say there is early evidence of community transmission within our country. Tonight, our reporting team is standing by to take you through the local developments before we look at the national and international situation. New measures from Monday, non-essential gatherings of more than 500 people will be banned. The Australian Grand Prix has been scrapped today and fans will be barred from cricket matches. Our health professionals are looking at how we can learn from other countries currently in crisis. And there's also consideration for extended school holidays and business shutdowns. Locally now though, and first to Garth Burley at the Launceston University campus. Garth, Tasmania has a 4th confirmed case now and they're in isolation tonight.
Yes, Pete, the woman in her 40s is being isolated in a self-contained unit here at the Newnham campus, becoming our latest case of coronavirus. It's understood she has relatively minor symptoms, although she did test positive for the virus yesterday afternoon. Now, it's believed this case was actually contracted across borders. She flew in from the Philippines and flew in to Launceston on flight JQ731 on Monday morning. Now, Public Health says it's working to reach those in close contact with her on the plane, and those people will be forced to self-isolate for 14 days.
An investigation has also been done into the lady's movements after arriving in Tasmania, and there are a number of people known to the woman in closest contact with her who are close contacts, and they will also be followed up and be placed in quarantine.
Now, despite living at the university campus, Public Health has also reassured students that there's no increased risk here on school grounds. Now, Pete, tonight that woman remains in a stable condition along with the 3 other confirmed cases.
Thanks very much for that update, Garth. And right now to Michelle Wisby, who's waiting for us live at Blunston Arena. Michelle, next Friday's international cricket match is going ahead, but it will be missing a key component there.
That's right, Pete. There will be no one here to watch it. Fans have been banned from entering this site in person under new precautions from Cricket Australia for upcoming ODI matches. Now, as you said, the match will still go ahead, but it is a major blow for local businesses who are going to miss out on those crowds. Making coffees in her bustling cafe just down the road from Blunston Arena. And when the cricket's in town, it's one of her busiest times. But that business boom has just been taken away. Cricket Australia announcing the one-day international against New Zealand will be played in front of an empty arena. Fans banned, fearing the spread of coronavirus.
We get lots of foot traffic from any events that are happening up at Blunston Arena, so the fact that there won't be any people coming through this way definitely affects us. It's a big loss, Tasmania's only international contest of the season.
This situation is bigger than cricket, and that's what we're focused on at the moment, the safety of our players, of our people and of the public.
Meanwhile, at this Launceston doctor's office, they're testing the temperature of every person who walks through the door and staggering patient appointment times.
We haven't seen the impacts yet because we haven't seen any serious hospitalisations in Tasmania, but I think it's only a matter of time.
Wearing full protective gear, this is how they're testing for coronavirus, swabbing the mouth and nose, all aimed at preventing spread so we don't reach the crisis point seen in other countries.
I think the impacts in Italy could well come. I can't say that it is out there in the community because we don't have the data, but it's saying we really need to start more widespread testing.
We know that the risk of coronavirus is evolving. We've seen that nationally and we've seen that overseas. But Tasmania and indeed Australia is well prepared to be able to respond to this.
But as the situation evolves, Public Health says it's aware of issues for people trying to get through on its coronavirus hotline, and it's working to build capacity.
The hotline has taken huge surge in demand in Tasmania, and in fact all around Australia, health hotlines related to coronavirus have really been heavily used.
What we are not seeing is any kind of verified information coming forward from the government so that they can be discerning about which information they pay attention to and which instructions they follow.
Now, we also have 8 AFL matches set to be played here in Tasmania across the coming months. But Pete, we haven't yet heard from the league about exactly what's going to happen with those moving forward.
Yes, and I think that news isn't too far away either. Thank you very much, Michelle at Blunston Arena. We also have Ruby Kamain with us on the disruption this pandemic is set to cause. Ruby,
Pete, we've heard from the university this afternoon. Its trigger point is person-to-person transmission here in Tasmania. Once that happens, it'll be moving its classes online. For schools, there is consideration of extending holidays to keep students and staff out of close contact. Tasmanian schools on standby for how to respond to the evolving pandemic. The possibility of extending school holidays as a precaution flagged by the federal government.
Discussions will be ongoing and decisions will be made on that advice with the evidence to hand as they're required.
What impact that will have on learning, how the kids will learn during that 2-week period. We have total confidence that whatever they will put in place will be for the benefit of families, students and educators.
Tasmania's independent schools also on watch. The Friends School in Hobart with 4 students in self-isolation after being on the same flight as Tasmania's 3rd confirmed virus patient. Like many, the school is cancelling all international and interstate trips. Other institutions now considering shifting resources and classes online.
The trigger for us would be seeing Tasmanian transmission of COVID-19. That would be the point where we'd be really seeking clear guidance from public health on whether it's a sensible thing to start invoking that online courses and working from home.
Local businesses also taking precautionary measures. Tasplan says it's taking steps to continue operations and protect staff, with options for employees to work off-site.
It's a quite sensible idea for people, organisations and their employees to consider how in the coming months, if it's necessary for a business to close or someone to stay at home while they're recovering or after they've been exposed to coronavirus.
Outside the workplace, a potential coronavirus outbreak continues to threaten the future of popular local events. The Glenorchy City Council canning Moona's multicultural celebration Taste of the World Festival, with organisers also cancelling Hobart's vibrant Greek Estia Street Festival.
It's very disappointing. A lot of work went into it. At the end of the day, it is a very insidious disease and we do not want to be sitting here spreading it.
And in a bid to avoid more cases reaching Tasmania, an independent MP is now calling for tougher protection measures at the state's border entry points.
We get the dogs out to look for fruit and vegetables. We could easily be doing temperature assessments at the same time. You could also look at measures such as people coming in, filling out a card about where they've been. It could be just for Tasmania.
We have no need to look at doing that at the moment for Tasmania. However, this is an evolving situation. We'll continue to take the advice of experts and we'll continue to make sure that we are working proactively to do the right thing to protect Tasmania.
Ruby Kamain, 7 Tasmania News.
A man and a woman have been arrested after a brazen daylight robbery in the middle of Launceston CBD. A jewellery store worker was assaulted as she chased after the alleged thief in her high heels.
At 10:30 in the morning, in broad daylight, with shoppers only metres away, this unsuspecting jewellery store was targeted.
Sometimes we get a little bit of drama come through here, but no one's dealing quite like that.
The potential of a lucrative payday too hard to ignore for the accused, who allegedly made off with a $7,500 ring before fleeing on foot.
We saw a man run past the shop on the other side of the quadrant and he was yelling out, "I'll shoot you."
But staff weren't prepared to part with their jewels that easily.
We saw one of the workers from Jim Hughes running after him in her high heels. She was very determined. She wanted to catch him.
The female employee was allegedly assaulted in the process before 5 other business owners helped with the foot pursuit, the man managing to escape into a nearby alley. Authorities quickly swarming the scene and dusting for clues. The accused didn't get far, police arresting a 43-year-old man and a 46-year-old woman in Dilston. The pair have been granted bail and will appear in court next month. Garth Burley, 7 Tasmania News.
Development on a multi-million-dollar apartment complex proposed in one of Tasmania's most attractive suburbs is set to begin later this year. The S Group plans to build 28 units on Elizabeth Street in North Hobart, renovating an old petrol station site.
Definitely sort of inner city living is the key to this, you know, walking distance to the city, Electric car charging ports could be a possibility as well.
The company says it hopes to have people living in the complex by the end of next year. The University of Tasmania boss has spoken out about the institution's sweeping changes to its courses and staff numbers. It comes after UTAS revealed it would be cutting 3/4 of its degrees and was facing significant financial challenges. The Vice-Chancellor today reassured students they'll all be able to complete their courses and that most degrees being cut had little to no current enrolments.
Over time, we build up a huge amount of complexity, and we want to strip that complexity away so that it's easy to enrol, easy to navigate, and obviously get a fantastic qualification.
He said it's not yet clear how many jobs will be lost in the transition. The Tasmanian seafood business has been formally recognised for its commitment to sourcing sustainable products. Muir's has been certified by 2 separate industry bodies and is the only independent retailer in Tasmania to achieve this award.
Muir's Upper Deck, all set up ready for its lunchtime service. Today, ready for a celebration as the business received an award for its commitment to sustainability.
It's incredibly exciting. It's taken a long time to sort of get to the point where we're now an accredited chain of custody supplier, which is great.
Formally recognised by both the Marine and Aquaculture Stewardship Councils, the certification covers a range of their seafood products, from yellowtail kingfish to prawns. The accreditation process took months of work, with everything checked from how the product is caught to how it is served.
Very worthwhile. We love the idea of having an independently accredited process where people can buy with confidence.
Muir's is the first independent retailer in Tasmania to receive the award and the second restaurant in the country. The move is supported by the federal government, who is encouraging other local businesses to do the same.
This is a wonderful testament to how well Australia, and in particular Tasmania, we manage our fisheries. We do, with pride, look to ensure that we have world-leading standards when it comes to making sure we don't overfish, that we have environmentally sustainable standards.
And we like to highlight that. We're very much about sustainability. We always have been and we always will be.
Ebony Ablett, 7 Tasmania News.
The Tasmanian Country Football League is facing uncertainty tonight after 2 clubs went into recess just a week out from the start of the season. Swansea and Oatlands have pulled out of the Oatlands District Football Association, bringing the competition's long-term future into question. Up along the east coast, nestled on a quiet bay, is a club heading for the graveyard. Football's Grim Reaper tapping on Swansea's shoulder when only 14 players turned out to this week's training.
We've always come up smiling. We've always come out of it all right, but this time we haven't.
From its first photograph in 1905, Swansea survived lace-up Guernseys, outlived the old East Coast, Fingal District and Tasman leagues. Now it faces its biggest test as one of 2 clubs going into recess in the Oatlands District Football Association. Paul Wright is president of both Swansea and the league itself, which adopted the Swans as football orphans when their former league collapsed.
If they hadn't have been here and accepted us in there, we'd been gone. We'd been gone in 2002, we've been finished.
The other club going into recess is Oatlands. Skyrocketing financial demands from potential players have strangled the side.
It's a large part of the community. We need football to see people and meet people, and it's not just about winning football, it's about going and seeing good people as well. So just want to do everything possible to keep the competition going.
It means the league will shrink from 7 teams to just 5, a loud and ominous warning for the competition, which by area is one of the largest in the state. A club sympathetic to the challenges facing Swansea and Oatlands is Campbelltown, winless last season, but with new recruits and a sense of optimism for 2020, the Robins have managed to stave off a similar fate. Now they hope the league can survive too.
If we haven't got viable country associations, we haven't got a football, in my opinion.
The ODFA will meet with clubs on Monday night, on-field rivalries to be put aside to work out a long-term plan for a crucial country league.
There's so many issues in football in Tasmania, but don't forget about the country football because it is very, very important for rural and regional Tasmania.
One sport hoping for lots of fans this weekend is hockey, as the state's Premier League prepares to kick off its season. A grand final rematch will take place between defending champion Derwent and runner-up Northwest Grads, which has recruited New Zealand international Alex Shaw. Former Grads player Eddie Ockenden's rise to become the most capped Australian player has helped the sport's local profile.
I think the Tasmanian people love to get behind something like that, and I've heard him compared to Ricky Ponting and stuff, so yeah, it's impressive, and I think it's getting a bit of drive for hockey down here.
In the women's competition, Canterbury plays OHA while Northwest Grads will blood some rising stars.
We've got quite a few new players. We've got really good juniors coming through in Belle Krumick, Emma Fenner and Maeve Blasma. We've been doing a fair bit of training and some fitness, so fingers crossed that pays off.
Games are on at the Tasmanian Hockey Centre tomorrow afternoon.
Good evening. A rainy day across the state today. Hobart 22, Launceston 23, while Burnie and Devonport were both 18 degrees. 27 the high today on Flinders Island, St Helens 25, 23 at the Friendly Beaches, 21 for Grove and Ouse and also Maria and King Islands, Lowhead 20, Smithton 18, 17 at Strawn and Lyawini 14 degrees. An extensive band of middle-level cloud covered Tasmania, bringing areas of rain today. Thunderstorms across far north Queensland are associated with a tropical low embedded in a monsoon trough. While convective cloud is evident elsewhere across Queensland as well as New South Wales. Tomorrow a front will move to the east of Tasmania as the high moves to a position south of the Bight. Low pressure troughs will sit across the north while the tropical low in northeast Queensland will move toward the southeast. Winds 15 to 30 knots, decreasing to 10 to 20 knots during the day, seas 1 to 2.5 metres. A strong wind warning is current for eastern coastal waters from the northern tip of Flinders Island to southeast Cape. And a sheep grazier's warning is issued for southeast and east coast districts. A partly cloudy day for Hobart tomorrow 15, 13 in Maydena, showers, and Oatlands 13 also becoming cloudy. Partly cloudy conditions across the north of the state, 18 in Launceston and Devonport, while Lyawini will reach just 8 degrees. Burnie, partly cloudy, 17, showers at Strawn 15 and 16 with a light shower or two at Marrawar. A partly cloudy day in the east, St Helens 17, 16 at Swansea and Orford. The UVs high 6s and 7s tomorrow. On Sunday there will be showers about the west and south, clearing in the evening. Monday fine apart from possible light showers about the north and similar conditions on Tuesday. Rain tomorrow in Perth 25, sunny and 21 in Adelaide, a partly cloudy day in Melbourne 18 and a sunny day in Alice Springs and Broome 35 degrees. Currently it is cloudy across the state, Hobart 13, Launceston 15 and Devonport 14. And that's tonight's weather, Murph.
Thanks for joining us. Good night. Have a nice weekend.